And I'm here today to show you how to bake better with sustainable flour. More and more consumers are environmentally conscious and trying to be green, so that's why we're seeing a rise in the sale of sustainable products. Sustainable products are made by using environmentally friendly farming practices, which are good for the community and good for the environment. Today we're going to use Snowprint sustainable bread flour to make artisan-style breads. I've already mixed my dough and I've let it rest for 15 minutes and it's ready for scaling. The dough is 80 degrees, which is perfect temperature for yeast to grow. So I'm going to start scaling. And I'm going to scale a lot of small pieces for this because I'm going to do some braided breads. So the first one I'm scaling for is for a Wreath Holla. And here I want to have some 8-ounce pieces. And the pre-shaping helps you get a more uniform bread when it's baked. It also will give you a little more volume. I'm going to keep my dough covered. Now that I'm done shaping the bread for the braided Wreath Holla, I'm going to start scaling for just a regular 6 braid Holla. And for those pieces, I'm just going to take 3-ounce pieces. So again, I'm going to pre-shape them. Just make them a little bit long. And I'm going to cover them. I'm also going to scale some 3-ounce pieces for rolls. And I'm going to pre-shape them. As you can see, there's no difference in handling the sustainable flour than when you work with more conventional flours. You can substitute one for one. We're going to make some scroll breads now, so I'm going to scale off some 1-pound pieces. And I'm going to pre-shape them. And these are going to be rolled out long, so I want to get them going long. And lastly, I'm going to make some pieces for 1-pound loaves. So I'm going to scale them 1 pound, 3 ounces. And again, some of these breads are going to be long and twisted, so I'm going to get them started like this. And I'm going to make some just traditional loaves, so I'm just going to round these up. Not real tight, but just so they're round, so I have a uniform loaf when I make it up. And of course, we're going to cover them. The first bread I'm going to make is the Wreath Holla. This is really simple to make, and it really looks nice. So I'm going to take my 3 pieces. And then I'm just going to roll them out long. I'm going to say it's about 30 inches. And I'm going to take these and braid them. I'm going to turn it over and finish it. And again, you can see how easy the dough is to work with. There's nothing different about this flour except for the way it was farmed. I'm just going to tuck this under just a little bit and just go around like this and tuck this end under, and I have a Wreath Holla, just like that. The next one I'm going to make is a 6 braid Holla. So I have my 6 3-ounce pieces, and I'm going to roll them out maybe about 9 inches and pointy at the ends. So I'm going to take 3 of them and pinch them together, and then tie them together like that. So I'm going to go over and down, back over, and this one's going to go down. I'm always taking the one over and the other one down. And then I'm just going to shape it, just like that. The next one I'm going to show you is a simple twist roll or a knot roll. I'm going to roll these out about 12 inches, keeping the one end a little bit pointy. So now that I have them, I'm going to wrap them around my hand. I'm going to go through once and back through a second time and just leave the little knob up. Now we're ready to make stamped rolls. These are really easy to make and really fancy. I have 4-ounce pieces. I'm just going to take those pieces, flatten them out a little bit, and then I'm going to dust them with a little rice flour. And the reason I'm using the rice flour is because rice flour doesn't burn very easily in the oven, so it'll stay nice and white. Give you a nice contrast. It won't turn brown like if I used flour. I have a simple spiral stamp. I'm just going to stamp them like this, and it's really a nice roll that's very easy to make. Okay, the next bread I'm going to show you is a scroll bread. It's another very easy one to make. I got my pre-shaped pieces. I'm going to roll them out, I'm going to say 18 inches to 2 feet long. Try and do it as uniform as I can. So this is simple. I'm going to take the first one I did. I'm going to roll this one this way, this like this, and do that again. Very simple to make, and then you have a really artisan-style bread. I'm going to show you a more traditional bread, and this is going to be a square loaf, and I'm going to degas it Fold it down about a third of the way. I'm going to keep degassing it along the way. And then on the bottom, I'm going to seal the bottom. Shape it, try and keep it kind of square. I'm going to spray my pans and put my bread in there. The next one I'm going to show you is a braided square challah. So I have my long piece. I'm going to roll it out long. And then I'm going to fold it down like this and put the top on there about halfway. I'm going to twist this down like this. Take this end, put it through. And then twist it back, and then over and through. And then I have a braided square bread. The last stage before we put them in the proofer is to egg wash them. And I like to use fresh eggs. I crack my own fresh eggs when I do an egg bread because it gives it a nicer shine. And I take equal parts of fresh eggs and water and a little tiny amount of salt. The salt helps break down the yolk and lets it blend easier. And this will give it a better shine than frozen eggs. And I just take it and I'm just going to wash it like this. Make sure I get all of it. I want to try not to get the egg pooling in the crevices. Now it's ready to go in the proofer. I'm going to proof this 90 to 100 degrees, about 80% humidity. Probably going to take about 45 minutes because the dough is a little bit richer. When I take it out, I'm going to let it dry for 5 minutes, and then I'm going to give it a second egg wash to give it a nice shine. And then if I want to seed it, I'm going to seed at that time. Then I'm going to bake it in the rack oven at about 380 degrees without any steam. And it's going to take, depending on the size of the bread you're putting in there, the rolls are going to take probably 12 to 15 minutes, and the larger pieces, 20 to 25 minutes. We also carry Stallion Sustainable High Gluten Flour. Again, with any new item, you want to let your customers know you have this item. So BakeMark has available posters and table tents for this. So contact your BakeMark sales rep or your local BakeMark location for those promotional materials. For more information on products and recipes, visit yourbakemark.com. Thank you for watching.